Good morning, viewers. Welcome to the 101 with Kevwe Modupe. This morning, we'll be discussing jungle justice. According to Wikipedia, they define jungle justice as the extrajudicial killing that is notably present in sub-Saharan Africa, most especially in Nigeria and Cameroon. Our dear state, Edo State, over the years have been known to be a state of not just peace and unity, but a state where law and order is prevalent. But in recent times, we've had a lot of cases of extrajudicial killings, if not killing, where a situation where the citizens had to take laws into their hand. And that's what this morning we decided to invite the erudite barrister Jefferson Uwoghiren to come on set this morning to help us through some judicial perspective to this issue. You're welcome, barrister.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. May we meet you, sir?
My name is Jefferson Uwoghiren. My pleasure.
Thank you very much, sir.
In your wonderful, lovely, beautiful studio.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, extrajudicial killing. A lot of persons believe that the reason why citizens will wake up in the morning to decide to take laws into their hand, it's either we have a dysfunctional judicial system, or they have lost faith in law enforcement. So what's your take on this, sir?
Thank you very much. Every society have rules of engagement. And those rules of engagement are codified, as we call it in law. And when there are minimal enforcements of those rules or lack of enforcement of these rules, the citizens tend to take laws into their hands because they know that there will be no consequences to their action. And it's even written expressly in your Bible where it is stated that where sentences against evil deed are not speedily executed, the heart of man is set to do evil. And so when you know that there will be no consequence, there will be no punishment, there will be no retribution to your veiled act of extrajudicial act, you are tended to carry on doing what you think is right. And there's more to it. If you check the historicity of this whole conduct, it is in our own sociocultural, history. I grew up to hear those days when our parents used to talk about robbers coming to the neighborhood and being caught. And then they mix water with cement and give the robbers a drink. Any robber they catch them, they give them cement to drink. Cement, water mixed with cement. Yeah. And everybody seems to be happy. And we all knew things like that were happening, but it was not seen as opprobrious, it was not seen as something negative, it was not seen as something bad. Yeah. And children raised from that kind of background are going to see that kind of continuation of cultural bastardization in terms of our own assessment of what is right and what is wrong. The same period we notice what they call citizens nail. They pick robbers and just nail citizens down the skull, and then they set him free. The next morning you see the body. We all know who did that in our community. The police knew, members of the community knew, but we also it as part of a criminal justice system. It is atavistic because it was not something the law provided for. And every society is reflective of the kind of leadership you have. If you have a knowledge-driven leadership, if you have a knowledge-driven political engagement and environment, people will obey and enforce the law. But where the law is, is askance, when the law is deficient, when the enforcement of the law is rudimentary and insufficiently enforced, people will do what they want to do, and nothing will happen. I can tell you with due respect to my learned colleagues who may be watching, that we are aware that up to recently, police were taking robbers and shooting them after they showed them on television. After the police will pick some group of robbers, they will parade them on a crime fighter or this thing, and then they will get my friend VBS Alehe to come and ask them that routine question, how do you feel now? And as soon as the parents and their friends see them on television, they all conclude that this guy is big robber. And then nobody asks, what happened to those set of robbers the police showed yesterday? Nobody asked. They will say about 20 set of robbers, alleged robbers, you will say about 10. Every month. They never end up in court.
Okay.
And nobody asked. So we are responsible for the kind of failure we have in our society. The government, the media, because this police parade are covered by the journalists. What stopped them from asking the CP and saying, you brought some group of robbers here 2 months ago, and we have the pictures and names of those persons you showed us were confessed or purported armed robbers or kidnappers, whatever you call them. What happened to them? Nothing.
But let me quickly come in now. Now you just raised up this issue. Let's discuss it a little bit. The issue of parading criminals. Now, in law, everybody is perceived innocent until you are convicted by a court. Now, a robber is caught, maybe in the act, you have evidence against that robber. Is it ideal for you to parade that robber before taking them to court?
You see, it depends on the nature of parade we are talking about.
Okay.
Americans show their criminals.
Okay.
They bring them to court. When you are taking somebody to court and you say this is a robber, this is a suspect.
So like the one we have in the police headquarters, almost on a weekly basis, that they just bring robbers, they show them this guy did this guy did this. When they
I don't have a problem with parading somebody.
Okay.
I have problem
Is it right?
I have problem with describing them as robbers.
Okay.
It is only the court that will determine whether they are armed robbers or not.
Okay.
It's not the police. The police can allege, based on evidence available, that this person is suspected to have been involved in some criminal act. And it's for the court to determine that that person is liable or is a criminal or is a thief or not.
Don't you think the police are trying to count their chicks before the egg is hatched?
Well, they have reasons. Okay. The police have their own political reasons for their actions.
Okay, political
reasons. Want to tell the public, they want to reassure the public that they are on top of their game.
Okay.
And two, they want to assure their principals and their bosses at the national and the headquarters level that we are working.
They are in charge.
So when they pick robbers, imagine picking someone like Evans, the kidnapper in quote, and you do not let the public know that you have picked such a person. The people continue to live in fear. So it is something that is still, you know, manifestly right and wrong.
Okay.
In terms of showing that you have caught some thieves, you know, nothing wrong. If you catch a man in the act of stealing or committing a crime and you are taken into the station and the journalists are asking you a question what happened, you have a right to explain that, oh, we caught these guys in the act, but we hope that he will have his day in court. He's not entitled to, you know.
What about if at the end of the day, you take that same person to the court and that person is acquitted by the court?
Yes.
Can the person sue the force?
If the police have described them as liable for their action before they were taken to court. If you call me a robber now, and you show the whole world that I'm an armed robber, and the court shows that I'm not an armed robber, I will take you to court for defamation.
Okay.
But if you say, I suspect Barrister Jefferson, because of a confidential statement made somewhere, the police will be acting within their powers to say, look, we are investigating this confessional statement made somewhere regarding your alleged activity. And so on the basis of that, can you come and explain to us what you know? And if they are not satisfied with my explanation and they insist on taking me to court, it's for me to have my day in court, where I will exonerate myself with evidence to prove that I'm not a robber, but a lawyer. And so the police will have perfectly acted within the law. But when the police act here, which is where we disagree, they don't call it suspected robber. They say, we have caught some group of robbers.
Yes.
And then our colleagues in the media do not know the difference between suspected and affirmative description.
But in the media, we are supposed to report what we are told. So if the police boss comes out to tell us that, this guy, we caught 5 robbers, it should be reported as well.
No. Two wrong do not make right.
Okay, so you have to correct it and say they are...
You are more... The police will tell you, we never told you it was an armed robber. So you are now caught between the devil and the blue.
Okay.
It is alleged. It is only the court that determines guilty.
Okay.
And anything you do outside that is all part of extrajudicial punishment, extrajudicial description, extrajudicial trial by ordeal. They're not legal.
Now, I want to ask a question now. Now we're discussing detention, arrest. Now, I saw in the news a case of a man in Rivers State that was arrested when he was 30.
It was 30 years?
When he was 30 years old. Arrested and he was sent to jail. We have a lot of cases of awaiting trial. Yeah. And the trial, you keep awaiting, you keep waiting for it until Jesus comes. And the man was released after 27 years when he was acquitted by the Supreme Court. The question I want to ask now is this. Can the man legally indict the police for wrongly accusing him and spending 27 years of his life in prison.
Yes, that's a very pathetic story. Because even if you check the punishment for the alleged offense upon which he was arrested, you might find the time in prison is maybe about 5 years.
Okay.
And then you put somebody in prison for 27 years
27.
to await trial for offense that carry 5 years imprisonment. You see, it's on a face value, it is
injustice in itself.
Clearly injustice, clearly unquestionable, injustice. And the man have rights. But would they pursue it? Does he have money? A man that have been in prison for 27 years, does he have money to go and hire a lawyer to say, please come and fight? How many lawyers are willing to do that kind of fight for him for free? When they were telling him, thank God, oh, they will not die for them, oh, thank God, let's go and do Thanksgiving. When the man is raising alarm, let me go to court, they'll say, God did not kill you for that. You still get mad, they plan how you want to. Who you want to?
Okay.
By the time you finish trial again, 30 years don't go. They will tell you, go and look for a wife and continue your life. So the man will lose hope. So it's a whole lot. We are what we get. Let me define this issue. When you hear lawyers or philosophers say that the king should be a philosopher or the philosopher should be a king, it means that we should have knowledge-driven leadership. Where people who have no value, who have no training in ethics, who have no training in law, who have no training in the distribution of power and relationship of power between the people, are saddled with political power, economic power, and given the right to superintend over a people, they will not be able to give what they don't have. They will resort to jungle justice, they will resort to brute force, they will resort to banner, insensate deployment of power that will show that the society have not evolved. How bitter do you expect the country to feel like America with what happened in 9/11? But they took those guys, they arrested, to court. Those guys brought plane, blew up their planes. The one they arrested, they took them to court. They picked them from different places, they had their day in court. And a lot of them in prison, they are feeling them. But here, now don't catch them, police, no talk, don't waste their money. No. Government call they feed them again, kill them, man, just kill them. No. You must leave the bar. You must raise the bar of knowledge. You cannot come to the level of the criminal to begin to act like the criminal. The base element in society. Every society must be elevated. If you elevate your mind spiritually, metaphysically, and legally, and jurisprudentially, elevate it to a level that is higher, you will find that you will see issues more explanatorily, because these are precedent. When people now know that when they commit a grievous offense of this nature, they will have their day in court to explain why they did it. It will serve as a lesson to others to say, look, let us act properly. That's why you see some robbers now, when they are operating, they say, kill. The day they will catch us, they will settle for us. Now kill, they also kill us. So maybe we just kill anybody if we kill. Have you not heard?
Yes.
They say, the day they will kill us, the day they will catch us, now die, not just mercy for any person. You will see the one confessing, I am not the person. I told him to come down. He said, no, I should kill. The innocent bystanders, they'll fire. Either they are under the influence, or they just assume that they had power over those persons that moment. A government cannot descend to the level of the same criminals who have lost it. We must elevate our thought processes to a level where we can begin to show humanity at work. That is why we have what we call the social contract. The social contract in society espouses the right of all members of that society to submit their rights and privileges and authority to a central body, a central government. And say, look, you now become our head. You now become our eye. You now become our leg and our eyes and our feelings and lead us. Every 4 years, you renew it. That person you have surrendered your powers to should be the best among your society. How can educated quality persons submit their right to a good living to those they know deliberately and consciously are incompetent to lead them? So what do you get? You find yourself in the cul-de-sac we are now. So we are what we get until a lot of us begin to say, no, this leadership is not reflective. This kind of conduct is not reflective of our own training and our own upbringing. We object. In America, we have violent crime. 2 days ago, a white supremacist was hung. They executed him because he killed a black guy in a hate crime, 1998. He went through the full trial, he went on appeal, he lost all the way. They executed him, a white guy. But here, Why should you take it to court? More than just kill and there. More than just kill and there. More than just end them. You know, we bring our primordial basic anger to our daily life. It is wrong. And it is because those things have been imbued in us. You know, I grew up in a very, localized environment in Benin here. When you steal meat from your pot of soup those days, your parents will take you to the street. They will call all the street urchins. Yeah. They'll go and look for empty shell of snail. Yeah. They way they string it around and place it around your neck and begin to bang. What is on your ego? I mean, for God's sake, you have just almost damaged that child. Yeah. A lot of kids were so terrified of that kind of trial. You understand? That will not in any way stop that child from becoming wayward tomorrow. But you have just, taken. So people who grew up with that kind of background, they will begin to act and reflect that kind of background. We must leave the bar. We must begin to tell our persons, please, when you catch these robbers, these thieves, let them know that you are bigger than them. The society is bigger than them. The society is more elevated than them. This resort to jungle justice, this resort to brute force, to express your disappointment should change. And the only way to change it is to begin to engage your government, your politicians, your leaders, to change the institutional rule of justice. One, lawyers must be up and doing to review their work. Lawyers are involved in all these things. They know this man has confessed to him that is bad. They use all sort of legal tricks to keep this matter and keep this man out of harm's way. The police who investigated the matter will say, this robber, when me carry go court, he confessed, I caught him in the act. This lawyer has sprayed him on technical ground. Next time I catch him, I won't take him to court. I will execute him. In desperation, the police have reduced themselves to the level of the robber. And there's a very thin line between right and wrong. The police have become a murder suspect. Just because he disappointed with the fact that he could not get justice in court for the man he took to court the first time. The same way, our judges should be more, involved in this process. How do we appoint our judges? Have we actually asked questions? People we put as judges to try, fact and try matters. Have we actually found out how they are elected, how they are appointed? What are the conditions? What are the criteria? Because they wear wig, sorry, with due respect, they wear those big wig. We think they are sent. We think they are God. No. Are they not from the same lawyers who we are complaining about? Yeah. Have we done background check as media persons, as journalists, to say, look, this man, this is his practice. For 10 years, he was practicing law in this place, and these are some of the things he's done wrong. Let us check why or why not, or his stability or otherwise for this job. We don't do that. You saw what went on in America 2 years ago, last year, about Covenant, when he was being considered for the Supreme Court of America. They took him to the cleaners and checked him. They were excusing jeans to take water out of the jeans. They excuse him. And so when you know that they are going to ask questions about your past, you will not even submit yourself, even if they are nominated. But here, nobody asks questions. Here, nobody wants to give judgment against the government because you know that you're on their payroll. And that is kind of society we are encouraging. The journalist is not interested in long trial. All the journalists interested in they've caught the robber. The police said it's disturbing us in Upper Sakomba. That's the end. Nobody follow up. There should be a distinction between a crime correspondent and a judicial correspondent. How many media houses have judicial correspondents? How many? They report timelessly, racing news, breaking news. Jefferson Uwoghiren arrested. That's all. Big news. What happened to Jefferson Uwoghiren subsequently? Nobody's interested. You should be interested. And because the police, because the lawyers, because the court know that nobody's interested in the aftermath of this report, they do what they need to do, which is kill the case. And they go back to the street, they are back. And the police, knowing that these same guys, when they come back to the street, they are going to be very vulnerable. They begin to harm them. Because when you take time, imagine you arrest a very dangerous criminal and it's offering you 5 million to free him. You say you're not taking. He spends half of that to go through the lawyers and the court. The remaining balance, he will use it to come and pursue you. And you know, a lot of these policemen, they don't live in the barracks. How many policemen live in the barracks? The law made provision for police to live in the barracks for their own safety so that they can do their job well. How many of them live in the barracks? They live on the street. That's why when they close, they quickly take their uniform off because they are vulnerable. Life is so cheap here. You can be taken down with 5,000 naira in this country.
Okay. Now, Barrister, I want to speak on behalf of the journalists. It's like you are here to batch the journalists.
I'm not here. I'm for everybody. I've batched the journalists. I've batched the police. I've batched the lawyers.
I will speak for my
also batched Jefferson Uwoghiren.
I will speak for my constituency now. You're talking about a case commences. We don't want to go deep. You are aware that in this country, getting information for those in authority is always an issue. I've had cases where I will have to go to the ask for what I call simple information under the Freedom of Information Act. They will not give you this information. If you insist, you'll be harassed.
Yes.
Even among lawyers.
Yes.
You have to ask them, give me information as regarding this case that you're handling. They don't want to give you information.
And the law provides for
freedom of information that you can get whatever.
And what did the law say when they don't provide those information?
Okay. They will still fall back to the same judge that refused to give you information about.
No.
Or the
freedom of information provide for recourse to the court.
And you just said something now. You said something about money. It's expensive in this country. One of the issues we're having in this country is that I don't know if that's the practice, if that's how you guys were taught in school, that for you to be able to get judgment in this country, favorable judgment, you must be ready to spend money. And that's one of the reasons why people even resort to jungle justice in this country. So why is this so? Why is it very expensive for you to give legal services in this, or offer legal services in this country? Why is it that expensive?
My brother, with due respect, access to justice is not cheap anywhere in the world.
Okay.
That's why government have provisions for legal aid councils to help people who can afford to pay their legal bills. And if you cannot access quality lawyer to pay your bill, you can always go to the Ministry of Justice. You have legal aid councils. They have lawyers there who are paid to help people. They are not aware. That's one. Two, the cost of training a lawyer is very expensive.
Okay.
You don't ask a man to come and work for you for free. He has bills to pay. 65% of my legal practice is pro bono, free of charge. And the balance is from people who can afford. And I use a little from that to take care of those who can pay. It's not everybody that will do that. Probably because my wage bill is very low. My financial requirement is very minimal. I don't expect too much from life. I don't expect too much money. I don't have big things I'm spending money on. So I'm just calm with 2 kids and manage my dry fish with Eba. I'm okay. Home and dry. So my requirement and my desire are very simple. But I can't speak for those who have bigger dreams, who want to spend their holiday in Hawaii. I want to work and earn the money. So if you want to go and hire senior advocates who want to spend, holiday in a big place, you must be able to pay. The cost of justice is very serious. Let me give you a very small example. Even at the police level, there's a lot of challenges. We're not asking questions. The police budget X amount of money every year to run their organization. How much is actually released to those persons to do this things? 2 weeks ago, not just last week here, I went to the police. In respect of the matter, I reported personally. Somebody encroached on my oil palm plantation on the bypass. They asked me to bring money to open the case file. I brought the money. They went further to say, look, need money to mobilize them to start the case. I did. I'm not going to mention the name on the legislation. I brought money. Then 2 days later, I went there. They said they need money to call the suspect to inform me that they're looking for him. I brought the money. The suspect finally came. They said I should bring money to go and take him to the scene of crime. I brought the money. When he came back, they told me that we spent so much time, about 2 hours on the road to the bypass, and they didn't do anything since. I should do something. I did something. Then I insisted that since this man is recalcitrant, he didn't show sufficient remorse, I want the matter charged to court. They said I should do something. What else? We should go to the legal department to draft the appropriate charges. I did something. Then to charge the man to court on the day of going to court, I did something to move the man to court. Then when we got to court, we needed to duplicate the case file so that the prosecutor will take action and take it from there. I did something. Now prosecutor have taken over the case file now. For me to go and serve the other party and to ensure that this is, I'm supposed to do something. I'm here to do something now.
I have been doing something.
I'm likely to do something. that is the complaint. Imagine a suspect, somebody who is on the other side. This is a lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm doing something.
But I even know the law.
Yes.
That practice the law.
Oh, they will tell you, Oga, you know, the coffee now you.
Yeah.
If not, we just talk, we just do like that. Make the blow grammar. You will come do a case, and they will mess up your case. Your case will go to court. The lawyer will look for technical ground. There's a practice direction that requires that every charge you take to court now must come with all the particulars, the proof of evidence, and you must upload them. Police don't have money to do that. So what happened? If it's somebody that cannot afford it, he will lose hope and say, look, I leave my for God. For why? What did the thief? The thief goat of 20,000. I will take 50,000 and take pursue with justice. Now your goat? Oh God, don't forget. In fact, you'll be calling complaint out to say, now your matter, I don't do again. Then what happened? You go and be setting trap, native trap for that person.
For jungle justice.
Yes. So we need to go to the basic. Nigerian police, we need to show more than a passing interest in the Nigerian police. One, they need a lot of reforms. Have we ever actually checked who disciplined the police? Police can't discipline themselves. There's a police service commission that is constitutionally provided to discipline and promote police officers. And the people in that place are ex-policemen. Ex-policemen. How are you going to discipline yourself when you know how you got to that office? And you are telling me, but if they like you very well, they will discipline the person in your presence. Say, come here. That's so police uniform. Go and block him up. Rubbish. This useless man want to spoil our name. Police, you don't match it. Oh yeah, left, right. As soon as he leave, they'll bring him out and say, don't man him. That's Nigeria for you. We need to have an independent, body that is constitutionally provided for to regulate the conduct of policing. The police cannot police themselves. Delegatories don't protect delegate. A delegate cannot further delegate. The police are not constitutionally provided for to check themselves. They will try to bring some person from the civil society, here to the board. They have no voice. Go and check. From Obasanjo, from OKK to Onovo to the current Inspector General Police, the chairman of police service, they are all policemen. When are you going to check? They will tell you, my guy, go and write petition to anywhere. We'll meet you there. Do you know the process of getting the signal for promotion? Transfer in police. So easy. So we cannot continue to beat around the bush. We need to draw up a national plan. Where do we have problem in this country that leads to people losing faith in the judicial process? Where do you have these areas of conflict that makes people begin to say, no, I'm not going to report this matter to police. I will do what I need to do. I will go and meet my native doctor to do something. If I cannot get the native doctor to use juju to fight this person, I will go and hire area boys. Because when sentences against evil deeds are not speedily punished, are not speedily executed, the heart of man will go haywire and do what they need to do. There are some matters now, they don't even go to lawyers. They say, don't worry, it will come. They'll go and look for, there are some jazzmen now, they plant jazz in the land, where they are dispute over land. When you step on the land, your leg will become like this. When they come to court, if they choose to come to court, they will plant somebody to shake the lawyer hand. That's why some lawyers now, when they want to shake them in court, they'll be doing as if they have weak law. Who want to die? So we have issues. So let us begin to reassure us. When people don't have faith in their government, they will resort to jungle justice. When you have faith, it's just like when you don't have faith in your father, that your father will give you justice over the conduct of your younger brother or younger sister. You won't go and report. Is there any time I go report this boy to daddy? Daddy will take side. Daddy don't like me because of what I did some years ago. Anytime these boys are disrespecting me, I report to daddy. Daddy will not take any action. So why should I go to daddy? What do? You begin to deal with the child privately. That is wrong. That's what we have in this country. So until we begin to raise the alarm, until we begin to sensitize the media, we need to sensitize those critical stakeholders in the judicial processes that are in this country, like the police, the court, the NBA, we're not going to get anywhere. We'll just be shouting. And that's why I said our work we get, what we have established is very, very dangerous a precedent. Attempted murder is what we are playing with. When you take laws into your hand, somebody like you suspect somebody to have stolen a ring road. You are not interested, you were not there, you heard. Now thief catch him. You pursue the person, you start beating. Wow. You're asking the person to confess one. You're asking the person to face the consequences of his action. What you have done now is that you are the prosecutor. And you are the judge. And right now you have turned to the prison. In one person, you have taken over the judge role, You are talking about the police role of arresting. You have done the trial, and you are executing. The law did not provide everything for one person. It's not by mistake you find the court in Sapele Road, prison in Sapele Road, police station in Sapele Road, and the hospital close by. Government centralized them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because we need to break down, we need to separate these areas. Yeah. The police cannot act. Given the powers to act, police will want to convict any person they investigate. That's why the law says, look, bring out the evidence. Anybody you bring them to court. And the court says, when you bring anybody to court, there's a timeline within which you can try a case now, under new rules. So if the person is guilty, within that period, he will be convicted. And if he's convicted, if to pay option or fine, he will pay to punish him financially, to hit his pocket. And when he's not able to pay, he go and spend time in the White House and think about his life. Another set of agency, another set of presidents or agency or government are in charge. They call them the water prison service. Have you? You should have separated them. And then when you finally come out, you end up in the church.
No, sir. You see, we want to give it to the social media. Because like you said, when you started this whole explanation to us, this issue of extrajudicial killing is not today started. It has been there right from when we were growing up. And I remember when you make reference to the snail share thing. I experienced it in Benin too.
Thank you very much.
Very funny scene. Very funny scene. Though I was not caught up in the act, but very funny. I've been a good guy.
It's obvious. We have always been good guys. We're just reporters.
So now, it was in 2012. It was in 2012 that this issue of jungle justice was brought to the fore with the case of this Alu 4. You remember the Alu 4?
Yes.
In Port Harcourt.
Very horrendous.
Yes. Where we're told that there was even a policeman in the scene then that had to use the butt of his gun to hit the gun of the guy and all that. And it was only recently we started hearing case of conviction. So one of the reasons again why people seems to be fed up is so let us get justice, and because they're saying that justice delayed is justice denied. Why does it take forever when you take case to the court? Why does it take forever for this case to be dealt with, or to be speedily dealt with? It takes almost forever. They keep dragging. I have a civil case in court, very civil case of you get money from me, you refuse to pay the money, and I have to take the case to court. It's 4 years now. You know what? I've forgotten about that case. I don't even call my lawyer.
That's what they wanted.
Because the person that I took to court, every day she drive past me and she's smiling. You know why? Because she's at peace. When I was drawing her, when the case was not in court, when I was drawing her, she would see me, she was panicking. Now that I took the case to court, she's at peace. So is it now that the person that is taking case to court is now worried? The person that you take to court is now at peace. Why is it so?
There are two things involved. The Administration of Criminal Justice law that was recently passed have tried to take care of this kind of concern you have by ensuring speedy access to justice and speedy conclusion of matters in court. These are very deep problems for a lot of persons. And personally, with due respect, I'm sorry to say it here, I'm not very excited about, advocacy in court, because of this kind of complaint. It's easier for me to do solicitor job because you have a higher turnover for me, and you have fewer enemies. If I do solicitor job in my office, I sell the property, I write will, I do some commercial work, it's over a cup of tea. You don't have problem. That one that you run from one court A to court B, the reason that some lawyers are not prepared, they take more than they are willing and have capacity to do.
Okay.
You will see a man will have about 5 matters in a day. He can't prepare for them effectively. And he's not willing to share the cases. He doesn't want to bring in juniors to hand over this one. He wants to be in this court. He will say, I'm in this court today, I'm in that court tomorrow. When it's time for the matter, he will write to court for adjournment. Your case will be shifted up. When he's not ready to handle your case, he will look for all frivolous excuses in law to make sure the matter is shifted up. So the reason is that they put so much on their table when they don't have the time to actually execute it. That is the side of the lawyers. Then on the side of the court, a lot are involved. There are some instances where the judge will be indisposed or is in kind of vacation, or is involved in election petition matter, everything in that court will come to a standstill. We've seen instances like that. But you should not give up. A lot of persons are discouraged because of this kind of thing. But when the defendant is conscious of the fact that you are resolute, determined to pursue this matter to the logical end, in spite of all this delay, he will want to pay. And you ask for very punitive, payment from the date of the case in court, all the interest on that money, you will get your money. Mm-hmm. So we should not, because it is difficult to get justice in court at times, now resort to unlawfulness. Mm-hmm. No, it is very better and very easy to say, but the consequences are very dangerous. Mm-hmm. It is not good to find yourself on the right side of the law when they put a call for your hand. Mm-hmm. A man that should be begging you, you're not the one begging, because you allow emotion to take over you. Yeah. No, let them say you are a fool, but you are not. You will get your money. It's a matter of time. Now,
Barrister Jefferson, let's quickly wrap up this interview. I'm going to ask you a question now concerning what is currently trending. A situation when you find somebody doing the particular thing, like the case we have on ground that is trending on social media. You find somebody doing something that you feel is not right, maybe caught in the scene. I know there was one you handled one time about a guy that was perceived to be sleeping with some other guy's wife and all that. They were trying to pull you to come explain to us the legal implication. Now, I find that person guilty. To me, I feel the person have done something that is wrong. Then I start beating that person. I take video of that scene and I share it on social media. What's the legal implication to that? Because it's common now, very common.
Yes. When the devil want to punish you for your stupidity, it will make you report yourself to the law. Mm-hmm. That's what is happening. You go and commit crime, you record yourself, and then you go and hand over to the police. If you even go to the police, it's even better, because it's only police that will see it. Mm-hmm. When you put it on social media, police in America, police in Nigeria, police in Ghana, police everywhere in the world.
Interpol will see
then it. The witch and wizard will all see it. Those, the person you thought you wanted to punish become the victim. You will not become the villain. So it is a very simple thing. You want to punish somebody, and then you bring video. If you check it, that incident you refer to, all those persons, they pay dearly. I don't like discussing my work because it tends to make me feel I'm marketing myself. I like to demarket myself deliberately because it's not something I'm, I want people to discuss me. I don't want to be seen discussing some of the things I've done. We should be very humble for our achievement. We are just lucky to be here. We thank God for little mercies. We come from a very tough background. That we are here and having the joy to say, stop, don't punish more than this, or I'll take over. Who are you? It's not the grace of God. Yeah. So those whose pancake have been cracked by benevolent spirit should be humble. Yeah. We are humble about what we've done. But in spite of that, what I can tell you is that the idea of taking phone to record, this phone you are seeing is the most dangerous thing the white man ever invented. When you turn it off, it's still recording you. So that phone you are carrying, that's why if you check the time, take the battery out, put the battery back again, the time is still correct. You ask yourself, what is happening? The phone is working, it's not off. As far as it's Android, there is a way they can sync your phone. You turn to microphone and begin to record your conversation right inside your pocket. They've gone far. Then you now take it, snap it, video, and show yourself in the act. You want to punish somebody, and then you put it in social media. This whole idea of social media has been abused and bastardized. The essence of live video and all these things was to cut the imaginary boundary between television stations and the issue of access to media by putting the power of the media in the hand of the ordinary person. That's why you have this one. Now with your phone, you can broadcast, you can record, you can instantaneously publish a story, put it out there, and it goes viral. Even television stations will be pursuing you. But there's also a drawback. A lot of them do not know the consequences of these things. So they do it and then they now realize that it turned out to be a big albatross. The police will take that video and they will come after you and you will pay dearly because, in the Western world, with due respect, they don't believe in this torture. Arrest you and torture you to confess. No. Before they pick you, they will have done a lot of serious investigation. They have got you on video. They recorded your in the act. All they need to do is to bring you into the house and play the video and say, look, on XY that day, you were caught doing this thing. You have anything to say? They will ring your another act for you, that anything you say now will be used against you. You just call a lawyer and then begin to negotiate. How many years? Whether it's life imprisonment, they will give you 20 years or 10 years. Depending on how you behave. If you don't stress them too much, they will give you a good deal. Call it plea bargain. But here, the police will hang you upside down. They begin to beat you, boah, boah, boah. And then you begin to confess even what you did not know anything about. So that is the essence of this thing we are talking about. What you use your hand to record is an evidence against you tomorrow. And so anybody who is involved, we have seen it in this Molin matter. We saw it in this girl that was vandalized, sexually vandalized in over Kevwe Road area, where they inserted pepper in a private part because they suspected her of stealing the phone. For God's sake, do you know what you have done to that young lady? In a good country, that girl will commit suicide. What is the lady without her privacy? You don't humiliate people like that. And that is why we speak out. We are what we, when the society say no, we cannot fall below this level. Not pass that. We will not go below this level. Those who want to drag us below this level of society, we will stop them. Because in every society, there are three sets of persons. Those who are the level of society, those who are above society, and those who are below society. Those who are below society tend to drag society to that level. Damnable, insensate, poverty-stricken level. And those who are above society tend to lift society up to a level that they are seeing elsewhere. And it's poor at level of society say, look, we're not yet ready to get to that place. Do you know this phone? Some years ago was a big thing. But now, anybody? The first GSM was Motorola, 150,000, 1993, 94. I bought one. I was telling my friend to call me so that everybody would know that I had one then. Please call me. I'm going to be in the place 20 minutes time. Just call me so that everybody know I have this Motorola. When I get there, the phone will ring. I won't pick it up.
Until they will hear the sound.
Then until I will flip it up. It's not big deal now. Your SIM card is less than $400. So that is to tell you that things we take so seriously in some years' time will not become. May God come and intervene in our life. Let us begin to interrogate government. Let us begin to interrogate those who have been entrusted with power. In every state house of assembly, they have oversight committees that are supposed to be doing their job. They have, chairman, house committee on judiciary, on police. What are they doing? Have you heard them? In the NBA, you have committees involved in this kind of area we are talking about now. Who knows their name? How do we engage them? Who have their information? In the Armenian houses, we have specific desks that should be created, like a define the distinction between a judicial correspondent and a crime correspondent. Who are the persons who are covering those bits? So let us begin to interrogate this question. Hopefully people will stop. But the point is that though hand join in hand, the wicked will not go unpunished. People should not take laws into their hand. Let them leave it to the government. Where the government fail, hold the government responsible.
So what's the legal implication for that case now in question? What's the legal implication? Is that, could they be fined? Are they going to be charged to? They are charged to court. Is it going to be 1 year? Is it going to be 10 years? Is it going to be financial?
In America and in America and many advanced world, attendant murder is life imprisonment.
Okay.
If it's first degree, attendant murder. If second degree, 15 years. So it's a very serious matter. It's not a joke. When you attempt to kill somebody, there's a difference between arresting somebody, apprehending somebody. When you procure instrument of death to plunge somebody to death, it's a serious matter. And the evidence will show, especially when you have the video showing yourself. So when you talk about the Alu 4 or Alu 3, you saw it. And what did that turn out? They were not robbers. Somebody just raised alarm, false alarm, because they came to drag them money. And one of them is the only child of the parent. They just killed. So we need to begin to re-engage. Police will keep innocent person those days. They'll go and plant motorcycle. Plant a gun and motorcycle close to the person. You remember the Ibrahim Modupe matter? Ibrahim Modupe matter is one of the traumatizing matter I've had to deal with. It is the first matter that I had to go and exhume a body from the cemetery. they killed this man, and they said it was an armed robber. When we raised alarm, they quickly produced one dead motorcycle with one gun, and said it was caught with the gun. He attempted to kill the police. The gun was taken to the ballistic lab in Lagos, and found out it was dead, has not been fired. And then and buried the body. Do you know where police bury dead bodies? They don't bury you with a marked grave with your name to show that this person. Something happened that I want to tell you for the first time, with due respect. When we got the order of court to go and exhume Ibrahim Modupe's body from the third cemetery, the current AIGA medical was the head of police, pathological team that came with our own political team. We got to third cemetery. They were asking the third cemetery guys. The cemetery attendant were asking the police, "What is the matter?" They said, "We came to exhume one of the bodies we brought here some days ago." The man was asking the police team, "Is it the one you brought there first today, or 5 days ago, or last week?" He said, "No, the one we brought 4 or 5 days ago when it was falling." He said, "Which one?" He said, "The one that was still breathing."
Aye.
Because the boy was not satisfied dead, that was how the man said, "Okay, that one where yellow, where wear armband." They don't show us. That was the only way to identify the person. Because the police, when they bury you, they say you are an armed robber. They won't put your name. They won't put, because they don't have record of exhuming. Police have never gone to bury somebody and exhume before. So when they bury you, they don't put something to indicate that this is your name, so that tomorrow when we are coming to come and exhume you, we will know. Sometimes they can even put 3 persons in a grave. So to be certain we're exhuming the right grave, the only way they can remind the man, "Oga, that one where yellow, where still the breeze small. Where still the breeze small." When I heard that, my brother, I've not recovered from that conversation. And I vowed that police will pay dearly. And they paid dearly. Somebody is in prison facing life. The DPO was involved, not only missed, liability, because they oddly said I was the one that fired without the order of my madam, and he took the bullet. It's Inoko facing life. But I'm very happy to say that since that day, nobody has brought up any gun now. At least if we can take glory, at least we say we have contributed to that, stopping that kind of rubbish. Rubbish. And it's you kill somebody, put a gun. You know what they do? They kill you, they kill your name. They kill your family name. When your brothers and sisters are walking in the street, they say, "No, this one they kill the brother for armed robbery that day." No. Because they have shown you on crime factor, and everybody run away. So we need to engage them. We are what we get. When we begin to engage our society, it will change. We do not have sufficient support. We do not have sufficient, encouragement to do this work. If you check people, they give award to go and check all those politicians, all those persons that are contesting election. When it's election period, you see all the civil society group. Best politician of this 21st century. Humanitarian diseases, that. They plant all sorts of guys in the different platform to begin to allocate award to them. After election, the award ceremony will end. I mean, let us begin to tell ourselves the basic truth. We all know what's happening. Those who are working for the good of society, let us encourage them to continue. And those who are not working properly, let's discourage them. Because our society can only change when we say enough is what? Enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brother Jefferson. I'm going to quickly throw in this one due to popular demand.
I thought you said you were finished.
No, this last one. Now, you're going to tell us the legal implication for this crime. You are dating someone, you have a sexual relationship with the person, and at the end of the day, you guys fell out of love. And you have videos, recordings of your sexual escapade, and you upload it online. Do you have a case against the person that uploads it online?
Yes.
So what kind of case? What's the punishment for that?
You see, when you record somebody, there's implied authority and consent. When you don't have my consent to record me in my privacy, and you go and invade my privacy and put it out there, under our privacy law, you can see you are liable. 2, under our cyber law now, these are that kind of can also come under our cyber crime, because you are trying to blackmail me to do something, to put myself in a manner or conducting myself in a manner that is favorable to you now. You are using that as, and you are liable. Forget, let them see everything they want to see, but I will make sure I hit you ready to pay you. your future access, your future money, I will collect it. Next time when you see video, you will run. So the threat, oh, they will see me making love, please let me pay some money. Don't upload it. I will pay anything you want. You don't want problem. Let them show it. That might even make some person like me say, I didn't know this man is this lovely on bed. But you will get a lawyer to deal with that person. Because it's criminal. That I'm dating you with due respect, as you describe it, and then you secretly record the act of playing with you or foreplay with you, and then we are no more together. You want to punish me. You want to body shame me. I will shame you, shame your account, shame all your assets. You will know the meaning of wickedness. Thank you.
I told you guys that having Barrister Jefferson on set is going to be an interesting time. This man is good. I describe him as an erudite legal practitioner.
Yeah, don't tell that about me.
He sure knows what he's doing. There's this part about Barrister Jefferson that I like a lot. If you go to his Facebook page, you follow him at Jefferson Uwoghiren, you will see when he posts anything, you will be forced to laugh. So anytime you're having a rough time at work, visit Barrister Jefferson's page. There is always something for you, especially when he's on weekend. There's this thing come up with, how do you do that? How do you do that with you're a very busy person.
Yeah.
Most time weekend, you still bring those things that make us laugh.
Yes.
So, where do you get those pictures from? Those your funny pictures?
I have over 12,000 persons following me. And I'm like a blogger now.
Yeah.
Well, before I became a lawyer, I worked as a journalist. I studied journalism, and I was a crime correspondent with The Guardian, and I went to the Institute of Journalism in Kenya way back. And so I now realized that people want to look at something that will make them just relax. Not hard news. Something more informative, more relaxing, more entertaining. And then you just try to, because people follow you for different reasons. There are some who are following you for the intellectual content of your page. There are some that are not interested in that. They just like the comical part of you. They want to see the other side of you. You should be able to create yourself, make yourself, useful to different sets of persons that appreciate you. The one that are not so educated, the one that are aspiring. There are some who are just looking for role model. Merely watching you and reading you there, they just want to be like you. And how do you encourage such persons? You must come down to that level and deconstruct your English, deconstruct your posting, or your post, or the kind of thing you put out there, and then they'll find something relevant. You understand? And so they laugh, and then you keep the page busy, and you keep the phone rolling.
Yeah, thank you very much, Barrister Jefferson Uwoghiren, for stopping by. It has really been a great time having you on set, Barrister Jefferson. We hope that when we call on you to come again on this platform to share your thoughts on certain issues, we hope you would honor our invitation. This is your first time on our show.
Yes. You permit me to just quickly end my comment by thanking you all for having me or bringing me here. I'm like somebody who has just been convicted on the way to Damascus. I didn't really know that you have such a wonderful studio in Edo State.
Thank you very much, sir.
The ambience, the lighting system, the set is, it's out of the world here.
Wow.
Totally unexpected. With due respect, I thought it was just small studio with some, shoulder camera, but I'm shocked to see that I'm in a studio that I can stand BBC. So let me tell all my friends and brother out there, this is the place to be. If you want to be on the right voices out there, right person hearing you, is what?
TSL Nigeria TV.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming. So this is how we'll call it a day. Please do not forget to download the TSL Nigeria TV mobile app. Visit the Google Play Store. Visit the App Store and download the TSL Nigeria TV mobile TSL Nigeria TV mobile app. And you can also follow us on all our social media platforms at TSL Nigeria TV. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.